Okay, so we just got done watching one battle after another. We're here at Imax headquarters, as you can see all the commotion in the background. I'm joined here by Achara Kirk.
Hello.
And so this film was shot in IMAX, as I understand. It takes up the entire screen, the entire movie, and it's not your typical IMAX experience where it's like meant to feel like IMAX cinema. It almost feels like it's shot very raw, like a documentary in a way. It has very, very like apparent film grain.
Yeah.
You know, and so it has a very kind of rough feel to it while not being intense with like shaky cam or anything like that. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro,
Teyana Taylor, Regina
Hall,
Chase Infiniti.
Yeah, it's a stacked cast, and all of them did a phenomenal job in this movie. It's not the movie I thought I was going to get, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah, I had a blast. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but I was laughing. I was nervous about the 2 hour and 40 minute runtime. I was like, that feels really long, but I didn't feel it at all. The movie is surprisingly intimate and thrilling at the same time, and the acting is so great. I really enjoyed Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, when do I not? But he was just really wonderful as this like out of his depth, hapless dad, slightly useless but then also useful at the same time. And Benicio del Toro was really great, super funny, and Sean Penn was just alarmingly, terrifyingly weird.
Yeah, I think that the best way to watch this is in IMAX because of how tightly framed a lot of the actors can be in this movie. And I feel like you're going to miss the intent of what Paul Thomas Anderson had here if you don't watch it in IMAX at least once. I'm wondering if he's going to release it in that 4:3 or whatever the 1:3 aspect ratio, even if it's not an IMAX screen, because of just like that's how the movie was shot. It has this like documentary, but you know, old-timey film kind of vibe to it. It reminded me of like just films from the 70s or something is the easiest way I can describe it. And there's like this political backdrop to the whole thing because you have these revolutionaries, these rebels.
Viva la revolution!
Yeah, exactly. But all of that is the backdrop for this awkward action comedy.
It's quirky as hell.
It's very quirky. From like, it drops hints of the quirkiness very early on, and then it just kind of ramps it up as the movie goes, which is very Paul Thomas Anderson, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like the film can feel very serious, and then out of nowhere you'll get this like jolt of comedy from the most unexpected place, even in places where you're like, am I allowed to laugh at this? Like, this is kind of uncomfortable, but that's sort of what makes you laugh.
Yeah.
It really leans in hard to the darkness of some of these characters in a very... It doesn't pull its punches, is the easiest way to put it.
But it's really, really fun, super enjoyable. I also really liked the music. I thought that like the score was great, the soundtrack was fantastic as well. And I think if you are a fan of just kind of different movies, quirky movies, and Paul Thomas Anderson, I think you should definitely give it a watch. And since it was shot in 70mm, if you can get yourself to an IMAX theater that actually shows that format for real, you should do that.
So when you watch the trailer, I think that you're expecting a certain story to come out of this movie, and that's not exactly the story you get. I won't be specific at all, but what I will say is you gain this adventure of encountering all of these people who feel so lived in, who feel like so real. You can feel their history and their backstory and where they're headed and how their paths cross, and it's fascinating to watch. Even like the first instance of properly seeing Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro interact together is just, it's nerve-wracking, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and it's hilarious, and you have no idea where it's headed.
Yeah.
And then it takes you in this direction. You're like, wait, what? It's like so many things happen in this film where you're like, wait, what's going on? And you're just with it. It's a roller coaster.
It really is. I was sitting there and I was just like, that happened a whole bunch, and there was a lot of like, what the... Like, I felt like at moments I couldn't breathe. It was just taking me along with it. It's fun. I love this film.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that feels like Like you can feel when a filmmaker has a tight control over everything going on in the movie. This is one of those movies where you get that sense of like there was a lot of TLC put into this film from start to finish of like guiding the eye and the experience of the audience all the way through to the end. And you don't get those every day. I heard someone put it like this for, I think it was Dune or something. I forget which movie it was, but it's like, we don't deserve movies this good. Like
this was a good one.
Yes.
You guys, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a cinema lover,
yeah,
go watch it.
Yeah, for sure. I tried to like pick up on whatever references I could in the movie. The only reference I could like actually audibly pick up on was Set It Off. I'm not going to explain that at all. But it's literally said outright in the movie.
Yeah.
The music is a heavy component of the film, which is actually something that is very Paul Thomas Anderson. Like the score is a character unto itself.
Yeah.
You know, much like with like a Christopher Nolan movie. You know, the music, especially when he's paired up with Hans Zimmer, is very crucial. John Williams to Spielberg, extremely crucial. Here, I didn't catch the name of the music artist, but like. The music is very, very present. It kind of reminded me of Punch Drunk Love in the quirkiness of Punch Drunk Love, which is fascinating given the backdrop, given the setting of this story.
It's different.
Yes. It's not what you expect, but it works so well. It's like everything just kind of seamlessly blends. If I have any complaint about this movie, it's that I wanted more out of a character or two. I won't say who. I will wait to see what people say. I don't know if we're doing a spoiler discussion about the film, but there was like more I wanted out of two of the characters where I'm like, oh, I could have done with more there, but I'm happy with the movie nonetheless. We don't get films like this every day. We don't get performances like this every day. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is just like, I can see Oscar nods for him, for Sean Penn. I could even see like a supporting Oscar for Benicio del Toro. Like, the three of them in this film were just like on their A game.
So good.
And there was a No Country for Old Men for some reason is a film that popped into my head because the film No Country for Old Men doesn't follow like certain things you're expecting to happen in a typical run-of-the-mill movie. This film also deviates in ways that you're like, wait, but that's not. This is how this is supposed to like. You're not going to get what you expect. There's even me saying that, you're not going to know what that means. But there's also like some bold filmmaking choices that you can expect with this. So if you're a cinephile, you got to watch the movie and you got to watch it in IMAX. I'm not just trying to sell this in IMAX because this is the screening and all that stuff. It's like, no, literally like this IMAX is the way to watch the movie.
For real.
Because like I just feel like you're doing yourself a disservice. It's just a feeling of how I'm watching. I'm like, I need to watch this again in IMAX again.
Yeah.
Because I just need to experience the whole thing one more time before it leaves theater. I'm really hoping that when he releases it on Blu-ray, he releases it in the 1:33 aspect ratio or whatever it is.
Like the tall one?
Yeah, the 1:43. I forget the name, the number of it's like the 1:43 aspect ratio.
Like the Snyder Justice League?
Yes, like the Snyder Justice League. I hope he releases it like that because I feel like that's the proper way to watch the film. Maybe on the 4K Blu-ray they give you two options, like the widescreen and the 1:43 aspect ratio. But either way, a strong recommendation. Definitely one of my favorite films this year.
Yeah.
I have to watch it one more time before I commit to anything more.
Will it dethrone K-pop Demon Hunters for me? Doubtful. But I loved it.
I think this film hit me harder than K-pop Demon Hunters. But that's a weird comparison to make.
No, I just love K-pop Demon Hunters,
Yeah.
but this is a very different movie and it's fantastic.
This film is absurd in the best of ways, and I think the absurdity is what makes it feel so tangible and realistic, because it feels like life, and there are things that are relatable, even though the circumstances are well beyond what most of us normies would ever experience. So strongly recommend. Have fun, you guys. Peace out.